They can feel you before you walk in. They turn, whisper, get uncomfortable, and you're not even doing anything. That's because your energy, chosen one, carries light they cannot hide from. You don't need to speak. Your presence unmasks what others try to bury. The darkness they've kept hidden for years is suddenly exposed the moment you show up. And that's not coincidence. That's spiritual alignment. You weren't chosen to fit in. You were chosen to awaken. Your life has always had a strange pattern. People either love you deeply, or they can't stand you without even knowing why. And here's the truth they don't want to say out loud. Your light irritates their demons. It's not personal. It's spiritual. You walk into a room, and without saying a word, you shift the frequency. What they've been suppressing, their envy, their fear, their shame, it rises up, and they blame you for it. But they don't realize you're not causing the darkness. You're just revealing it. This is the burden of the chosen ones. You are a mirror, not just of what people are, but of what they refuse to confront. You don't just walk with truth, you are truth. And when truth walks in, illusions collapse. Lies get uncomfortable. Masks start slipping. Have you ever noticed that people lie more around you? Act fake. Try to impress you or pull away completely. That's because your soul is too real to play pretend. You've seen it your whole life. Sudden tension in rooms that were calm before you entered. Friends turning cold without warning. Family becoming distant after you started growing. That's because light doesn't just illuminate. It confronts. And your energy, chosen one, is confrontational to anything that isn't in alignment. The truth is, people aren't afraid of you. They're afraid of what's being stirred up inside them when they're near you. That's why they project, gossip, or silently compete. They feel seen, even when you're silent. They feel judged, even when you're loving. Because your energy carries a divine code that reminds them of the truth they've been running from. You see, when you carry divine light, you also carry divine accountability. And not everyone is ready for that. Not everyone wants to see themselves clearly. Some would rather destroy the mirror than face the reflection. And that's why chosen ones are attacked, not with weapons, but with silence, rejection, and subtle sabotage. They isolate you because they think distance will dim your light. But what they don't know is, you were never lit by them anyway. You were lit by God. Your glow doesn't need approval. Your power doesn't need validation. You are awakening people simply by existing. That's your calling. That's your assignment. That's your burden and your breakthrough. The energy you carry is spiritual fire. It refines what's pure and burns what's fake. It makes liars stutter. It makes manipulators shrink. And it makes other chosen ones rise. You are a signal. You are a frequency. You are a divine interruption in a world addicted to sleep. And yes, that's why you've been misunderstood. That's why the betrayal cut deep. That's why people have tried to silence you, shame you, shrink you. But they failed. Because you weren't chosen to be comfortable. You were chosen to be consecrated. And as the world grows darker, your light will only shine brighter. Because the enemy can't stop what God has lit. And no matter how many rooms you get kicked out of, the one meant for you will never reject your light. So don't apologize for your light. Don't dim it to make others comfortable. Don't water down your presence just to avoid being too much. Because chosen one, the world needs your too much. They need someone who walks into a space and awakens what's been asleep. They need someone whose voice carries weight even in silence. And even if they can't admit it, they feel you on a soul level. That's why strangers stare a little longer. That's why people you barely know feel oddly emotional around you. It's not you they're reacting to. It's the truth inside you that's shaking something loose in them. And yes, that means your journey is lonelier. It means you'll lose people you thought would stay forever. But it also means you'll walk with purpose that few will ever understand. Because every time you show up as your authentic self, You give silent permission for others to do the same. You don't even know how many people have been inspired just watching you be. How many have started healing, reflecting, growing, because your presence made them realize it was time. And that's the power of your light. It's not loud, but it's unforgettable. It's not forceful, but it's unshakable. It's not arrogant, but it's undeniable. You don't have to convince people of your purpose. You are the proof. You don't have to fight for your place. Your energy has already made the introduction. Your name is already known in rooms your feet haven't entered yet. But with that comes a cost. Because exposing hidden darkness isn't glamorous. Sometimes it means being the villain in someone else's story, simply for telling the truth. Sometimes it means being left out, labeled, misunderstood. But you must remember this. Rejection is often the universe's redirection, protection in disguise. They couldn't walk with you because they weren't equipped for the frequency you carry. Not everyone can breathe at the altitude you're called to live at. And that's okay. You were never meant to carry everyone with you. Only those who can handle the fire of your anointing without trying to put it out. Because when you're chosen, you start to realize your circle gets smaller, but your impact gets larger. You go from being the one who needed guidance to the one who is guidance. From seeking healing to becoming the healing presence. Your energy now moves things in the spirit before you even speak. Doors open that logic can't explain. People get convicted just by being near you, because you no longer operate on surface-level vibration. You move in divine current. But here's the secret no one tells you. This light, it didn't come cheap. It was forged through pain, purified through betrayal, strengthened through isolation, refined in fire. You didn't wake up powerful. You became powerful by surviving what was meant to destroy you. You bled for this glow. You cried for this wisdom. You lost for this perspective. And now your spirit walks ahead of you. It announces your arrival in places before you even speak. Because when heaven marks you, hell takes notice. And still, you rise. Not because it's easy, but because you must. Chosen one, your light is not just for you. It's for everyone trapped in darkness, waiting for a signal to rise. You are that signal. You are that spark. You are the breaker of chains. Every step you take in truth, every time you speak what others are afraid to say, every moment you choose love over fear, you disrupt the atmosphere. You awaken souls. You challenge illusions. So let them feel uncomfortable. Let them whisper. Let them walk away. Because what's real will recognize you. What's aligned will gravitate toward you. And what's divine will never reject its own. You don't have to chase anything. You are already magnetic to what's meant for your elevation. And the more you walk in your light, the more darkness will reveal itself. Not to harm you, but to show you what needs to be healed, released, or rebuked. Because your light doesn't just expose, it transforms. That's the difference between you and the world. They want to impress. You want to impact. They want attention. You carry intention. They live on the surface. You've mastered the deep. You see, you were never here to play small. You were born to interrupt the pattern, to break the cycle, to call out the shadow and command light. And now more than ever, the world is groaning for the rise of the real ones, the chosen ones, the light carriers. That's you. That's your role. That's your destiny. So stand tall, walk boldly, speak truthfully, shine unapologetically, because you were never here to blend in. You were sent to be the shift, and your energy, yes, your energy, will continue to expose, awaken, and elevate. This is your reminder. Your presence is not a problem. It's a prophecy being fulfilled.